Beautiful sunny morning in a slightly chilly February day here. We are going to our geometras, trusted team that is helping us out with technical details, making sure we're doing things by the book, and hopefully we're going to get some contacts and know-hows around getting started with the villa and also the last details of the little house.
So, what exactly is a geometra and what do they do?
Well, they're kind of a unique Italian role. They are part land surveyors, construction managers, and a bit of a wizard when it comes to the bureaucracy of Italy, and those are pretty good to have on hand.
Yeah, they handle the technical drawings and they survey the building site, and they also put together the contractors for the build.
And today Michele will bring his high-tech GPS rod, which will mark the exact points of where the opening will be made in the stone wall, where the road will be, and where the house exactly is going to be.
This actually means that all of the things in our garden and the house and everything is going to be mapped precisely for the new permit that we need to send in.
And even for Italy, it's surprising to find out actually that you can't even make a little walking path without having a permit. You have to have every single GPS point pointed out.
Yeah, so we're doing this right now. We're marking all the points exactly where we want everything, so we don't have any delays later in the build.
A geometra is also marking the slopes and exactly where buildings are supposed to be. They help coordinate different applications and permits and what's needed. And they help bringing together contractors and manage kind of contracts with them. And they are usually people who come out frequently onto the builds, helping you coordinate the job. So they can have an important part in a build.
Yeah, and in our case so far, they have helped us because we have drawn almost all of the drawings ourselves. But they have helped us to adapt them to the Italian standards so that when it gets sent into for permission, they know exactly how to read the maps. It's not Swedish, it's Italian.
And in our case, they're also going to help us put together the C.I.A, which is the communication letter of an intention to start the build. And in here, you're going to have a specification of what's also going to be done as you start the build.
We had very interesting questions for our geometras when we met them today, and it was, is it possible for me to be on site working together with other workers? For example, the excavators, the stonemason and the electrician and plumber. And that question was a bit tricky to answer, wasn't it?
It's still some homework to be done there. We need to put you through some courses and see how we structure it, either that you're employed through your Swedish company or that you become employed by an Italian company, or we set up a company there. It's kind of an open-ended question so far.
Yeah, and actually the whole meeting ended in me being so pissed off that I wanted to just leave. I'm quitting this, is what I said when I went out the door.
Yes, also because we wanted to change the angle of the house.
Yeah.
And in our Swedish little minds, we thought that, yes, you can probably just do an adjustment. We change it 10, 15 degrees, no problem. But there was complete outcry in the office and in the meeting, and they said, no, for that you need an entirely new permission. So we went out there quite frustrated.
Yes. As we normally are when we get out from
Yes.
the geometras, because you have a way of thinking of how things are going to go and how things are going to be, and it's most often the complete opposite of that. So I might be going back, I'm not really sure yet.
No, I don't believe it. That was a long meeting. Few frustrating points we have to go home and ponder, but also some good results we got forward. We're going to see them on Monday on site to go through some of the first works that we want to do. So things are moving along.
So we're back at the plot, and it's a wonderful day. We are here to meet some people today that is going to help us excavate for cables and pipes, make a road, and create a new entrance. So it's going to be an important day. I think we're going to meet probably like 5-6 people, and our geometra is also going to be here.
One of the things that we looked at length into was the access road, so that we can actually get the lorries and deliveries coming into the plot without a problem, because the access road is so narrow outside.
And then there's also the tracks where we're going to have plumbing and the electricity leading to, for example, the entrance, where we're going to have light and some communication system. So he coordinated with another guy and we talked about that work.
Another guy who was on site was actually the plumber electrician. He was one guy, and we talked to him about bringing in a line from the street to the house. This is actually just going to be for the build, because when we have built the house, our intention is to make it off-grid.
Yes, that's going to be a big adventure for us. And then a third person who was on site today was the guy who's going to build the walls in stone, the muro secco. And this is a protected kind of structure in Italy. And we've actually heard of some cases now where they come in with little cameras, because the technique that you build them with, you do 2 parallel, slightly inward sloping walls, and it needs to be only by stone that fits so neatly together that it becomes stable. But if these inspectors find that you have put any grout or cement, they can make you actually tear it down. So this person is really key.
Yeah, these walls are actually protected in some areas in Italy, so you can't tear them down without a permission. On our plots we are quite lucky. There is only one wall that we partly need to demolish, but we have that already in the permit. But we're going to create some new walls as well. And the good thing with this type of structure is that you actually don't need a permit to put it up. You just need to do it the correct way.
Well, there is an old entrance that we talked about in the last episode where it's very tight to get into. But obviously there is a big opening and we're going to fix that. That's kind of rumbled down and kind of collapsed, and make it a little bit more narrow, so there is a nice walking entrance there if you come by foot or with by bike.
Yes. So we're putting out the first point here. Michele is doing a great job. I'm gonna go find the spray paint.
Aspetta. Okay.
Oh, Michele is doing a great job. He's the super geometra.
E questo è il primo punto. No, facciamo con lo spray meglio.
You can read the plans 1,000 times, but when you're actually here and you think, oh wow, here I'm going to stand from here I'm going to walk to the pool. These paths I'm going to walk every day. It changes everything.
Just standing in the kitchen, for example, just imagining making your morning coffee or morning tea, or going into your bedroom imagining, oh, sweet dreams.
Yeah, it's a wonderful emotional part of the build to finally get a sense of where we're going to be and the dimensions of everything.
Yeah, but a key thing why we're doing this is actually to get the measurement on how much do we need to excavate, how much do we need to fill up, how much does the land slope, and can we work with that, or do we need to work against it? Yeah, and we have the sewage system that needs to be planned so that we get a nice slope from the houses to the filtration system.
So what's next?
Yeah, well now it's time to put all things together for the C.I.A. so we can get the permit to get started.
So we need to submit that to avoid anything coming to bite us in the ass later. Another thing that actually bit us in the ass a little bit is that we got 3 quotes for clearing of the plot to take away all the trees that needs to be taken down, and also pruning and clearing the land a little bit.
Yeah, we thought that we had a pretty good sense of what it was going to cost. We did this 3 years ago and we have property in Sweden, but this came up more than double the price. So we are considering actually doing it ourselves.
Yeah, this is going to be a crazy work. If we brought in the professionals, they told us they would do it in around 5 days.
So we're in a bit of a bind. What do you guys think? Is it too crazy to think that we're going to do it ourselves? We'll probably be able to do it in 2 or 3 weeks. And but then the big plus is that we'd have all the equipment to do the future pruning.
Yeah, we actually reached out to a few companies and asked them if they could sponsor us with some of the equipment that we need. So give us a vote in the comment if you want us to do this alone, or if you should take in someone to do it for us. Don't forget to give us some likes and subscribe to the channel if you like the content.